Want to be more productive with your day? Do the hard stuff first. Watch the show.
Hey, this is Bob Van Allen with your Monday Morning Minute, where we're bringing you every week tools, tips, information, inspiration, and motivation to help get you through the week here at Coldwell Banker Thomason Group.
So there's a lot of folks that talk about productivity hacks and how to better manage our time. And one of the things that we often hear is when you're looking at your to-do list for the day, let's have some early wins, cross off a couple of easy things and get some momentum. And unfortunately, there's been research that's actually proven this to be wrong. And not only that, but I've experienced this in my personal life, in my personal routine. Let me share a little bit more about what I mean. So generally speaking, you start out your day, you've got a to-do list, you got to get certain things done, you've got certain transactions, certain situations, certain calls you need to make, certain communications, whatever the case may be. And oftentimes what we find ourselves doing is putting off the big or scary or complex or mentally draining or taxing task until later in the day. We figure, let's go ahead and start our morning strong, let's get a few good things done, and then I'll get to that big thing here later on today. And here's what subconsciously happens when we do that. What actually ends up happening is a couple of things. Number one, we actually add things to our list, our to-do list, that basically makes us procrastinate, right? We don't want to make that really tough call to a client telling them that their appraisal came in low. And so everything between now and that call, we keep adding things to the list that are insignificant or relatively unimportant for us today because we're avoiding. It's avoidance and it's fear. The other thing that we do oftentimes is that the tasks between now and then actually take us longer to complete for the same reason. We're avoiding getting to that big call or that big activity that is so important to us. So here's what we need to do instead. Instead, when you look at your to-do list, when you look at your calendar every morning, I want you to focus on the one thing that is going to be the hardest thing for you to do today, and I want to challenge you to get that knocked off your list front and center first thing in the day. Whether that's calling through your sphere, if that's just a really tough thing for you to do, or prospecting and lead generating, whether that is making that tough call on a current transaction that you know is going to be a challenge, that you know is going to be a tough thing to do. I want to challenge you to get that knocked off your list early in the day. When you do that very first thing, number one, you win because you've knocked it off the list and you know it was a tough thing to do and you got it done early. But number two, it makes way for all kinds of good things to happen in the rest of your day. Once you get that behind you, now you can start knocking off tasks more quickly, with more urgency, and get all your other things done without this whole fear of avoidance and procrastination that happens when we don't do it that way. So maybe it's a little bit of a counterintuitive psychology, but I challenge you to try that in your business this week and then leave a comment. Let me know if this is something that you put in practice in your business or if you get some different results by trying it. Thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome week. Go do the tough stuff right now.